Hello there, and welcome to our home here in Brittany in northwest France. If you're here for the first time, you are so very welcome. My name is Jane, my husband Michael is behind the camera. We're early retirees, debt and mortgage free, living on a pension, and our channel, Frugal Queen in France, is where we make several videos every week and we share our thrifty, frugal and money saving life. And if that's your thing, make sure that you subscribe because we have lots of lovely videos for you. Now, every Wednesday we sit down with you and have a little mid-week money chat all about money. Let's take a look at what we're going to talk about this week. Now, we pride ourselves in being transparent on this channel, so we only share with you things that we do or that we have done on our journey. What I'm going to share with you today is some of the mistakes that we've made, some of the problems that we've faced, and how we've overcome them. So what I'm going to share with you today are 7 frugal tips that have changed our lives and got us to where we are now. So let's take a look at them. My first topic is about budgeting for each and every month as if it's a brand new month, because it is. Now let me explain to you where we went wrong in the past and how we're better now. In the past, I used to think to myself, my bills are this, that, and the other. I used to think to myself, well, my income is this, that, and the other. What I wasn't factoring into that is each month had something different. Suddenly, something would happen that I would not have had in my budget. I wasn't looking at each and every month as a unique month. And they are. Now, we all know at this time of year, things are coming up to Christmas. We are starting to spend a little more money. We are mindful of that. But every month is unique. You know when your insurances are going to renew, for example. Put that in your budget. But every single month, write your budget afresh, write your budget anew. And when we started to do that every single month, it gave us a fresh look at our budget as a whole budget for the month, every month. And then we could start breaking that down further, which I will share with you. But there's my first thing that I did that changed our lives, was to rewrite that budget every single month as a new month and treat it as a unique budget for that month. In the very early stages of our frugal journey, we were, like many people, working the Dave Ramsey 7 steps. So right back then we paid off debt, we built up our emergency fund and did all of those things. But we were always working on short-term goals. We were always working on the here and now. But what we got better at, and I would say the best piece of advice that I ever got, was make and work on those long-term budget goals. So not just this month, but this quarter, this half year, this year, and keep reviewing them. And also some budget goals are going to be 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and keep reviewing them. So I often say on this channel, look at the bigger picture. Look at where your money is going to go. But the best piece of advice that I've ever got, and how we've got better at this frugal game, we've got better at budgeting, is that we make those long-term budget goals and we keep revisiting those long-term budget goals. We didn't in the past, we do now. It's something we've got better at. anybody's budget is going to have the big items on it. Your rent, your mortgage, but pretty close behind all of that will be your food bill. Now, my next topic is going to be there is no perfect way to menu plan. And I now flex between different ways of menu planning. And whereas before, the mistake I was making is I was quite inflexible. That was our menu plan. I didn't go off it. Now, let me explain some ways that we do things differently now. We pretty much run a bare bones budget every single month. And what I mean by that is everything is covered every single month. There isn't a lot left. We put our savings first. We pay our bills. There isn't much flexibility. There isn't much discretionary spending. So we do have a very fixed supermarket line on our budget. Ours is €300 a month. All food, all drink, all toiletries, all cleaning products, all pet food. So that's our budget. Now, I do write a menu plan every single week, but it's flexible. Some of it is from the pantry, some of it is from the freezer, and some of it will be from things that we will buy that week. So if I go shopping that week and my budget per week, I have 4 shops per month, is €75. Now, within that, if my shopping is met by, let's say, €30, and some weeks it is, I then have some money that I can put aside, that I can buy pantry items, that I can stock up on cleaning products or toiletries, or buy food for the freezer. So I'm going to reiterate that. There is no perfect way to menu plan. Some people will say the way you should do it is you should go shopping and see what's on offer and then bring those home and then make your menu plan from it. Some people will say you must write your menu plan, go to the supermarket and only buy those items. I would say the best piece of advice that I have found that works for us is to blend a bit of both of those. I have a set amount of money per week. What I do with it and my menu planning is flexible. Now, my next piece of advice that I've just learned to improve upon over the years, and I've titled this Flexishop, which means if I don't need to go to the supermarket, I don't go. I don't have a set day. I also don't sweat over the fact that I might not have made it 7 days before I need to go again. I don't worry about those things. I flexi shop. As I said previously with my menu planning, some weeks my groceries for the week for everything on my plan might only be €30 and I have some spare. I also don't think I have to spend that. I can just come home having spent very little and it will do. When I talk about flexi shopping, here's another example. I never stick to the same supermarket. I can shop every single week between 4 stores, between Netto, Lidl, Intermarché and Leclerc. I can go some weeks, as I did last week, to all 4 of them because I'm cherry picking the bargains and the cheapest items from each of those. I would add to those of you thinking like that's very difficult, I can drive from one to the other in all of them in a range of 5 minutes. So the best piece of advice that I've had is flexi shop. Don't stick to the same day. Don't stick to the same supermarket. Don't always feel that you have to spend all of your budget. If you've bought what you need for less, that's okay. If you want to top up the freezer with what's left, that's okay too. Flexi shop, great piece of advice. Now, another tip that we picked up, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here, is sometimes frugality means you do have to change your spending plans or your savings plans. Now, we are faced, as probably you are, with rising energy prices. And we were looking all the time at where we were spending the money. And we spend it with our oven on a lot in our kitchen. So we made the decision to go out and spend €55 on a mini oven that's perfectly big enough for the two of us, that we can cook most of our meals in, and it will save us money. That 6 months ago, 3 months ago, was not in our savings plan. It was not in our spendings plan. But we've had to change and put that in there. But it will save us money. So there we are. Sometimes frugality means you have to change your spending or savings plans. Now my next section I'm going to title, However much you thought you need to save, it's probably not enough. And we, like so many people, learnt that the hard way. So what do we do now that we do differently than we did before? You'll know if you watched our budgeting video on Sunday, and the link to it is below, that we set up 3 sinking funds and we pay ourselves first. We also set up long-term savings, and every single month things get more expensive. So you were saving for that washing machine, and by the time you've saved for it, the prices have increased. It's not enough. So we're now having to build in flexibility. It's been the word of the day, hasn't it? Flexibility into our savings. That we think we've got enough, we then add 10% more to that figure because prices are going up. So, however much you think you need to save, it's probably not enough. And we've added 10% to each of those figures just to give us a little bit of a safety net because it wasn't enough. Now, the greatest tip that we learned that really helps us with being frugal, with budgeting, with being savers, and it's that one word, it's accountability. Now that means that Mike and I have regular budget meetings, that we hold each other responsible and we hold each other accountable. No one is steering this ship but us. So every single penny that we have, we know where it's going to go, what we're going to do with it this week, this month, this quarter, this year, and the next few years. And we track that and we hold ourselves accountable. And the more we do it, the easier it gets. So that one word, that big thing that's really made the biggest difference to us, that one tip, is accountability. I really hope you enjoyed that midweek money chat. As I said to you at the beginning, we are transparent. We haven't always got things right. We didn't always hold each other accountable. We weren't always flexible. We didn't always plan as well as we do now. We're honest with you about that. Wherever you are on your journey, I hope any of those tips could be useful or helpful to you. If you enjoyed our chat this week, go on, give it a like. We really do appreciate that. We love your comments. If you could share with us, what is one frugal tip that you've learned, that you use, that has made the biggest difference? Go ahead, leave that below. We love to hear from you. We always reply. And if you're not a subscriber, would you consider being a subscriber? Hit the subscribe button, because we share videos with you every week. And if you are a subscriber, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. And on that note, I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching, and goodbye for now.